What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Climb Together podcast with your host, ToNaGeScorp, and your co-host, Deception the Rapper. Deception, say hi.
What's up?
Hold on, say that again. You kind of...
What's up?
There you go. It, sounded weird before.
Is it working now?
Uh-huh.
All right.
So, thank you guys so much for tuning in to the, what is this, the 15th episode of the podcast?
Yeah.
Damn, 15 episodes. A lot.
It's been a minute.
It's almost 4 months, dude. Almost
That's
4 months.
crazy.
Anyway, as I was saying, actually, it has been 4 months because we skipped a week.
Well, it's almost been 4 months.
Yeah, just about. Like another couple days, it'll be 4 months.
We started on November 17th, so
Oh, yeah.
it'll be a little bit.
Yeah, but dude, we're freaking killing it, you know?
But you know what? You know what tomorrow is?
Tomorrow? What's tomorrow?
Tomorrow, a year ago, Taylor rated you, and I subsequently followed you on Twitch.
Aw, it's our little friend anniversary.
Yeah,
How cute.
that's tomorrow.
Damn, already? A year? It feels like I've known you longer, so it's just kind of weird.
Yeah. Feels like it's been longer than a year.
It does, and at the same time, it feels like I met you yesterday. It's one of those. Anyway, so thank you guys so much for tuning into the podcast. We appreciate it. Episode 15. We're talking about a lot of cool things today. There's some current events going on. There's CDL's first majors this weekend. And then, yeah, so whether you're tuning in here live on twitch.tv/Deception the Rapper, ToNaGeScorp, live, or tuning in on the alternate platforms such as YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, or wherever else you find your podcasts. Thank you.
Oh, that was a good promo.
Yeah, I'm trying to work it in. I'm trying different things. I'm trying different things. I figured we'll be doing this for a while, so I feel like I have a little bit of room to work on what I like,
Yeah.
you know?
I want to be doing it for a while. I'll tell you that. It'll be
Yeah.
fun when we get to like episode 25, episode 50. Oh,
It's only 10. 25 is only in 10 more episodes, my man. 10 more
yeah.
episodes?
We'll we'll get there.
Yeah. Alrighty, so first order of business. Get it right out of the way. Do you want to talk about some current events, or do you want to talk about the CDL predictions?
I'd say the CDL predictions will take the longest, so we should probably do that last.
Okay.
Just to kind of like round out everything. Look ahead at the major.
Sounds good, dude. You're kind of like breaking up a little bit. I don't know if it's my end or your end, but
Sounds good to me.
see if that works.
We'll see. Hopefully
Okay,
it
yeah,
works.
it fixed it.
Oh, let's go. So it's Discord problem again. Let's go.
Yeah, we love Discord. Thanks, Discord. Love you. Um, so I want to talk about this first because it's really like blowing up on my timeline in the past like
Okay.
24 hours. Um, so I don't know if you saw this or not. Seen this? Yeah, I don't know if you've seen this or not, but Artisan Builds did a giveaway to their ambassadors.
Oh, I saw this. I didn't
And
know if
it's
you were gonna
like,
talk
no,
about
I
it
want
or
to
not.
talk about it because I feel like it's important. I feel like it's
I
important in the
saw it.
Climb Together compass. So if you guys have been on Twitter in the past 24 hours, you will have definitely seen this. If you've not, we will be catching you. We'll catching you up, and we'll be talking a little bit about it and hopefully having a good conversation. So Artisan Builds did a PC giveaway to their ambassadors, right?
Yep.
And so the one girl that won it, pretty sure it's a girl, right?
Yeah.
So the one girl that won it, she is a smaller creator like us, and she like went to them live on stream calling them out, being like, hey, like, why haven't you reached out to me yet? Like, why am I not getting my PC? They're like, well, long story short, they called her too small to deserve the PC.
Yeah, like he like the guy was I saw the clips on Twitter, like he was just he was looking through like all of her numbers and stuff like that, and she was like, he was basically just like, yeah, like she doesn't even really have the combined numbers that we were looking for and the criteria and stuff
Mhm.
like that. And it's like, why do you have like criteria and stuff for a giveaway?
Yeah, like,
And
and
like,
especially if it's an ambassador giveaway, like, they're already part of your brand. You know what I mean? Like
well,
they're
and he
already.
talked about that later too. He was like talking about how she was an ambassador, but like she's generated like 0 clicks to the website and stuff like that.
So
So
she's still an ambassador. Like,
it's so
then
weird.
don't have her be an ambassador. Then you know what I mean? But the thing is like, and now you see like on the timeline, all these other like PC companies are giving away to only small creators.
Yeah,
Pretty nice to
that's
see.
fantastic.
Nice to see. It's just like a. I mean, it is a big PR stunt. You know what I mean? For a lot of these companies, they're like, I personally think it's kind of like cringy, but because they're like, oh, we're gonna capitalize on this and make our brand more, But at the same time, it's like, people are giving. It's the way that it happened really wasn't the best way per se, but these smaller creators are getting the attention that they deserve, and a
Yeah,
lot of
and they're
them,
getting stuff that they need to increase
yeah,
the quality of their content. I mean, a lot of these PCs, like the one that Kerneel and people are giving away, like those guys they make and optimize like the best PCs you could get,
and
and
see the
like,
thing is like you imagine like some small creator that just streams off their console wins a PC, like that'll
yeah,
change the game for them.
yeah, it completely will revolutionize like their content. Like they won't be making content the same after that. And they'll
It'll
have
give them,
so much more with that PC. Um,
or like smaller streamers who like their PCs have like kind of crapped out and they kind of need a new one, but they can't afford it because they don't really make a
yeah.
lot of money off Twitch. They work like a regular job during the day.
Yeah, like a lot of these smaller streamers can't really afford these like $2,000, $2,500 PCs
Tell you
that
I
people are
can't.
giving away.
I barely was able to pay my bills this month. That's you know, that's kind of like where a lot of people are at. They work and then they stream during their free time,
Yeah,
and it's like their outlet. And then when they can't do it, it's like when something like that happens, when the PC doesn't work or whatever, you know, they can't really replace it because they're already like scraping by because they
yeah.
work so much. You know what I mean? Trust me, if I didn't want to work, if I didn't need to work as much as I do, I wouldn't. But right now I'm working like 20 plus hours a week, plus an hour commute every single time. Well, 25 there, 25 back.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
I do what you gotta do. Plus now I'm gonna go to college, so I need to pay for that. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be a college gal. We'll still do the depending. Hopefully I can like get classes that aren't on like Wednesday during our time, but we'll have to wait and see. But you know, it'll be across that bridge when we get there.
Yeah. It's kind of the same thing with like trying to get guests on here is it's like we'll figure it out. But
Speaking of which, I've got a few guests,
don't
especially
leak it.
I'm not gonna leak it, but I'm gonna segue into the
Don't
next
leak
conversation because
it.
I feel like we should after this Phase 100, we should bring on some of the people that made it into Phase 100 on the podcast. I feel like we should try to
Wow.
reach out to some of them, especially if
Well,
Kichi gets in.
you're really throwing it all out there now.
Oh yeah, this is a message to everyone that makes it in the top 100 or was even just in the Phase 1 competition themselves. Come on the podcast. Tell us about your experience. I submitted a video, but I really didn't get to experience it because I just haven't been streaming and I work all the time. So we want to hear your experiences. We want to bring some people on and see
I
what's
mean,
up.
look at people like Kichi. Like Kichi tries to make sure that she uh has her stream up at the time they post the videos because she likes reacting to them
Yeah.
and seeing
So
who makes it.
I want to try to get if Kichi makes it in the top 100. I want her on the podcast the very next week. Whenever we have to do it, we're getting Kichi on
Yeah,
the podcast.
literally, like if she
We
like
should probably like ask her first.
that's kind of like,
I mean, she
that's
said
kind
she
of
was
a
down for the
no-brainer.
podcast, but said
I
she was
mean, it's
down
kind
for it.
of like it's kind of a no-brainer for people that know like our relationship with Kichi that she's gonna be on the podcast. That's not really a leak.
It's not a leak at
Uh,
all. That's just like a
but
when is it
that's
gonna
like
happen?
common
It's more.
sense.
It's
Like,
not a matter of if. It's a matter of when. You
yeah,
know
but
what I
like
mean?
if she makes the top 100, like it's happening
Yeah.
ASAP. It's literally happening.
I'll literally text her
Like
right now and be like, Kichi, bro, if you make it, we'll bring
if
you on the
she makes
podcast.
it, we need to like start. We need to like make an emergency podcast like right when she makes it. So like
Yeah.
we get a fresh reaction.
Oh, dude, if Kichi makes it, bro, it'll be so lit. You wanna know why? Because not only did Kichi made it, but I edited her video.
Yeah, so you technically made
So
it.
technically I made it too, so
Yeah, imagine like they like send her an email or talk contact her on Twitter and they're like, "Yeah, you made the top 100. Like, we really liked how the video was done and how it was edited." And yeah, like Tone, you're over here like smiling from ear to ear. You're like, "Yeah, I did that."
I did that shit. That was me. I stayed up till 2 o'clock in the morning editing that video on a Sunday after working. After being, oh no, it was a Monday night. I worked and I was up. It was, I think it was, because it was the night of Valentine's Day. So I worked, right? So I was up at like 7 and I worked and it was so busy and I was exhausted. She called me, she's like, man, we got to get this done. I'm like, all right, cool. So that's what we did. I was up till about 2:30 o'clock in the morning editing a video for Kichi. I didn't go to bed until the video was in her hands. Like that was I wanted to
That's
make sure
dedication
I
right
wanted to
there.
make sure the video was in her hands for anything.
That's dedication. That's what we love to see out of an
And you
editor.
know, I told her I'd help her out with it, and I'm a woman of my word.
Yep.
But yeah, I definitely it's exciting to see because the rest of the top 100 gets announced tomorrow. Um,
Yep. The
so
last
this
like
will be
what
like
is it,
I think it's
50
probably
left?
yeah. So I think this is like the
That's gonna
quickest
be a
they've.
big video.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean they during the phase 5 they announced all 100 at once. So you know it's
Yeah.
they I'm surprised
I
they've got it
honestly
out this
think it's
quickly though.
almost a better idea to do it the way they've been doing it,
Oh yeah,
though.
it's to hype it up a little bit more. You know.
It generates more reactions than just, "Let's put all this in one video."
Thanks, Kaz. Kaz said hopefully you and Kichi both make it. Yeah, dude, I would love that, but honestly, like after like the time I've had recently, like I mean, I'll finally be able to come back to I haven't been able to stream or create content at all really in the past like month. So it's, you know, there's a
Yeah.
lot of more people out there that've been grinding and really been putting in the work that I feel like I'd rather them get it over me. If I was if I was able to like stream and grind and continue creating over this past month, like yeah, you know, I'd love to be in and make it to the top
Well,
100,
and
but
it's really cool, like, even for people who may or may not make the top 100 that there's just a lot of reaction, uh, to people who have tried for phase 1. Like,
yeah.
when I made that tweet, uh, when I tweeted that I vouched for Kichi, there was other people that I didn't even know that had phase 1 in their
Yeah,
profile
they would like
that
it
would
and
like it.
follow, and
Yeah.
yeah, a couple people have followed me just because I've tweeted out vouch tweets for myself, like, and it's just that's just like the how supportive the grind is, you know what I mean? Like a lot of these people, there's some that are pretty, you know, narcissistic and conceited that just kind of me, but you know, and you know, it's one of those things. It's like we're all in this together, climb together type thing.
Yeah.
Ha! See why I wanted to bring this up? You see,
See, that's kind of like the
ah
climb together section of this podcast is
yeah
talking about phase 1.
yeah pretty much yeah. Like it's that's why I kind of like want to talk about these two topics, like the PC giveaway and this, because it really does show like when people have opportunities like this, you know, it's nice to see that there's people out there supporting others, not just themselves, because
Yeah.
you get one vouch an hour and you can use that on yourself once an hour. You can get 24 vouchers for yourself a day just by you doing it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And
But you know,
it's
people
I mean,
spending
like
those vouchers on other people, and you know, it gives like the people that are mutual followers and stuff like that to vouch for both, you know.
Yeah, and
and other
I
people.
really hope that like a lot of these picks that they've been making for the top 100 are based off of vouches because I hope like if somebody like blows up off of a phase 1 submission, imagine like them like having significantly less followers than some other people that have been going for it, but they get enough vouches and phases like this guy or this girl is like really like they're getting a lot of vouches, and I think we should put them in there rather than like getting all the people that have like insane setups and go do like crazy IRL videos and
Well,
stuff like that.
the thing is what they're looking for is originality. You know what I mean? They're looking for people that are, you know, ready to grind and not just, doing a
Yeah.
submission because, oh, I have X amount of followers, so go for it. No, they're going for the people that work hard and really want it.
I feel like that's what you're gonna find too. Uh is like you're probably gonna find in this top 100 that there's some people who have significantly less followers than what you would maybe expect for Phase to go for,
Hmm.
and that's probably wise because they're going for originality instead of like seeing this person that has so many thousand followers and they're like, oh, I could easily get into Phase if I just posted a submission. Like
Well, you're gonna
they'll
get
pick
it.
me up.
It's gonna be one of those. It's gonna be one of those. Like, there's gonna be a lot of people that vary in followage.
Yeah,
And I think that's what I'm hoping to see more. You know what I mean? A lot of diversity, not only in followage, in their following and whatever, but in content itself, and then in like people, not just white
yeah.
gamer boys, that live in their mom's basement.
Wow. Wow.
Sorry,
Okay, don't.
deception. Sorry, deception.
I
My
don't have a
bad.
basement, but that mostly applies.
But you know what I mean? Like, I want to see some people live like, that just bring more to the table and are, a lot of different like email
I
streamers.
like
'Cause,
seeing people that bring more to the table than just having a bunch of followers.
yeah, or just like good
I feel like
gameplay.
that's kind of the stereotype that Phases had for
Yeah.
the past like couple years. It's like they only get people that have a lot of followers because they know that those people can just easily generate
It's
value
it's
to the org.
it's kind of like the artisan situation, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I scratch your back if you're able to scratch mine first.
yeah,
And
and I mean like
I hope they
while
don't do
that
that.
helps, at the same time, it's like sometimes you just need to take chances on people that maybe don't have the followers like that you're looking
Yeah.
for. Or
You may
the
have the best content out there, but no one's discovered you yet, and that's why you have such a small followage. That's probably,
and it's the same
you
thing
know what I
about
mean?
people like Scope. I mean, Scope wasn't really like averaging the viewers that I think that he deserved for a long time. Uh, because I had known about him for a long time, but like in Black Ops 4, uh, Hitch did a reaction to him on stream, posted it on YouTube and all that because it was such a good video of him reacting to Scope. And then Scope started getting poured in by the TST viewers. And like then it's like he started getting recognized after he'd been working for so long, and then obviously like he put in a super good base 5 submission and they couldn't just pick 5 people, they had to put him in there.
Yeah,
uh
they had to pick six,
which was really good.
that was pretty
I
lit.
mean, it's just like the thing is with Scope is like he deserved that, like whether he was like the 6th guy or not. Like him being the 6th guy didn't make any difference of
He's still
like
in
compared
phase.
to if he would have been the first guy. Like he had been grinding for like 10 years for Phase.
He put in the
Like
work too, and his content's pretty freaking good. Like, not only does he have good gameplay, but he has good content. I feel like that's. I've watched a few submissions, and I think a lot of people, play one or the other, but it's the ones that have like both that really just like, oh, okay. But then there's the ones that like really are bad at the game, but they make it really really funny. So it's like, okay, being bad at the game is part of your,
yeah, like Tim the Tap Man.
yeah. It's like part of your
He's just
montage.
entertaining because he's bad at the game
Literally,
sometimes. But
literally.
The thing about Tim, and I think the thing about a lot of people who think that they're a little bit worse off at the game than they actually are, is like they're bad at they're like stereotyped for being bad at the game, and that's what sometimes makes their content funny. But then when they pop off, it's like, wait, he can
It
actually
gets
do this.
hype. It gets hype. You know, it creates even better content, and I think that's like a good balance. And I've been seeing a few people, with that kind of content. I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot.
I think Scope's content has gotten a whole lot better
Well,
in
now
the
he
last
has.
like 4 or so years.
Well, the thing
Like
is like, and now it's gonna skyrocket because he has the like the amount of like
the amount of people that were in his stream when
oh
he
yeah.
was reacting to the like who got in phase 5, and then the amount of people who were in his first stream when he was in phase and all that like was insane. Like he was getting like 5, 10K viewers when previously he would average about 800 to like 1.5K. And he still averages like really good viewers. Like every time I look at his stream, he's got like 3 to 5K.
Um, but the thing is like now he has all the resources of Phase to get better
Yeah,
and to make better content. I think that's
yeah,
something that is one of those things is like why Phase is willing to pick up people with lower followages, with the lower followage.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Because
yeah.
they have the resources to give them. That's why they're looking for the raw passion and originality and everything. They're not really looking for the followage. I mean, the followage matters like probably a little bit to them, but they have the resources. So as long as they have like someone with the base, like uh
Yeah, I don't think they would look at
attributes.
somebody who just started.
No.
Like, even if the content's really good, it's like, how do we know that you're actually gonna like
Yeah.
put in the work?
Well, because the thing is
But
like the
like,
people that.
I would say that like within reason, they probably will pick up maybe a few people that are a lot smaller than what you would normally
Oh yeah.
expect to join phase
Yeah,
if
like
they see that they have a good base and that they are gonna put in the work.
yeah, because if you have a good bit, you have a good like you kind of know who you are as a creator, and you have the work ethic, and they can. That's what you kind of have to show in your submission video,
Yeah,
um, and once they like, once they find that, they have the resources to give them the setup that they need, to give them, you know, different tools to use for their
yeah,
creative side to really explode, to be able to do vlogs or IRL videos or have an entire squad going into something, you know what I mean? And really like popping off or, being in the phase video, FaceCon videos and stuff like that. Like they have the resources for these people. They have like different connections to do different partnerships and everything. So finding the base, it's more important than the followage because they have the resources to make them big as a creator. And
yeah, and
in
that's
winning
that's
in
the
winning
thing about
this,
phase is like joining phase is like the one of the biggest things you could do as a content creator. Like, even if you do have a very low followage, the pull that phase has if you join phase will give you the followage that you deserve eventually, even if you don't have it right off the bat.
yeah. And the thing is like the amount of followage that people get off of just this competition, like just not even winning, but like just being in like the top 100, your followers explode just by getting in the top 100.
Yeah, because you're getting on phase's content, and then like it's kind of like how even like before Scope joined Phase, he was constantly playing games with like Phase members and stuff.
Yeah,
Like if a lot of these Phase members, like if you play COD or if you play like a certain game that's like popular and that a lot of the other Phase members play, and you get in the top 100, and they see like that your content's good and that that like just everything that you do in general is like really good, and they'll start looking at you to join phase possibly even if you don't make phase 1 like in the future,
yeah, that
and
too.
they'll play with you, and they will talk to you and like actually connect with you
Yeah, and
if they think you're good enough.
I think a lot thing that a lot of people don't get is that not only are Phase's eyes on you, but every other organization is also having that. Phase is the biggest organization in the world as far as gaming
Phase,
goes.
yeah, phase is the biggest one, but then it's like there's been so many in the past that like have joined other orgs after
Yeah, like
being
after
in
being in
Phase
this
top
conversation,
100 and maybe not making it.
because everybody, like literally everybody in the esports world knows about the Phase 1 competition right now. If they
Yep.
don't, they're not with it, and you don't want to be picked up by them anyway. They have their
Yeah.
eyes on the people that make it to the next level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They have not only, I mean, they'll get like, people get offers and be like, no, I only want to be in Phase. But like at the same time, it's like, okay, even if you don't make it into Phase, you've got all these other eyes on you of not only viewers, but CEOs of companies, recruiters
Yep.
of companies, not only just esports companies, but like brand companies, like you have the possibility of getting reached out by brands to become ambassadors or, have a partnership with them. Like
Yep.
the amount of opportunities that can come out of just making it out of the top 100 alone, crazy.
Yeah. I mean, and it's like what I talked about with Scope is like, even before Scope made the top 100, he started playing games with people like Dirty, and he would play games with Rain and stuff. Like even like the one of the most popular clips in all of the top 100 video, and the most popular clip of his submission was that 360 that he hit in Warzone. And even in that game, he was playing with like I think he was playing with Dirty and Rain and a couple other people. Like so, I mean, even by then he had the connections, and it's just like do you capitalize on the connections and make sure they know who you are?
Mm-hmm.
And
It's just one of those
like we
things, yeah.
talked about, like other orgs could pick you up too. Like I've seen people that used to be in uh red, which if you're like newer and you don't know what red was like it was like the minor league version of Phase. Like anybody who like was had this, but like could like just didn't make it to Phase yet would get put in red. And there's people that like Formula and like Random and like people like that I've joined other orgs and became successful even if they didn't get into Phase.
And oh damn, I had a thought, but I lost. Okay, so we are gonna see, not to like kind of like run off this topic, but we are gonna see people that we already have people that made it into the top 100 for Phase 5 make it into the same top 100 this year, right?
Yep.
We're gonna see more of them. It's just how it goes, you know.
Yeah.
They're gonna go for it again. Phase liked them before. They're still gonna like them now. It's just how it goes, you know.
I
But
think you might see less than normal though this time.
yeah, because I feel like a lot more people entered, and I feel like it was a lot more quality entries because of the way they hold. You had to like submit it to them. You know what I mean? It wasn't just a post a video on YouTube. You had to submit it to them, and they know that they know they have an exact number of people who entered, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
Um,
There's a lot of entries too.
but as time goes on, it's been a year and a half since the Phase 5 competition,
Yep.
right? So people have probably just started streaming, or they found their groove, um, or they decided not to enter last time but they enter this time.
Yep.
If you made it in last time to the top 100, even top 20, you're not guaranteed this time. Um, mainly
Yeah,
because there's
you have to
a
do
whole
even
different.
better if you want to get in this time.
Exactly, like you can't just put in the same. You have to improve, because if especially if you got into the top 100 last time and then submit again this time and they didn't really see much of a difference, only like a little bit. A year and a half is a long time in the gaming industry. Like this is like one of those like the internet's such a fast moving thing that if you don't keep up,
Yep.
you're gonna be behind.
Well,
Like
and I
really
think
behind.
here another point that you could make about the reach that some of these people have that have submitted, even if they don't make top 100, is everybody is on like the Phase site now that they made us. Like if you made a submission, you're on the site because you can be vouched for. So it's like people can search for you like on the site instead of like I don't know if that's how it worked in previous years, but like I
No,
don't
this
think
is the
they've
first time
made
that they've had a vouch or been able to be on the
yeah, I
site.
don't think they ever had something where it's like, oh, you can see people that submitted stuff on the website.
Hold on, let me pull this up. First time vouchers, yeah. The thing is,
Well,
it's kind
now
of like it's like a, I don't know. Hold on, I'm pulling this up. I
yeah,
want to see this.
you pull that up and entertain the chats because for the first time in podcast history, I'm the one that has to pee
You are
first.
the one that has to pee.
Hey, I'm staying hydrated because I've had COVID. Okay.
Okay, okay, okay. Phase
Entertain
one.
everybody.
So it's like the second tab after home. And then you go down and you kind of scroll. And then they have the stages. Then they have past participants of people that are already in Phase. Like Phase King, uh, Phase Scope, Phase Flea, Phase Foxy, Phase Neo, Phase Virus. Those were the 6 that made it in last time. You know, they have all the people that are currently in Phase right now that won or like competed in the Phase 5 or, you know, competitions or Phase 1. And then there's a creator search tab. Water's important, it is. So there's a creator search tab. And you can do it in alphabetical order. And there's 350 pages of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20. So 20 times 3. Hold on, let me get my. Hold up. So you'll see who were in the top 100 last year make it back. Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. Hold on. So it was 20 times 349 plus 2 equals. There was only 6,982 entries that are on the site right now, I believe. Yeah. So out of 6,000 people, okay, and then they're gonna pick 100. So
Wait, why is it only 6,000?
okay, so you know how they have the creator search, right?
Yeah.
I just did the math, and there's 6,982 on that creator search tab. Right? I did the math because I'm smart sometimes.
Is that how many people submitted?
That's how many submissions that they got, like through the website and everything. And I think that
Seems
is
a little
why
bit low.
I think that's why they did it though, because they had so many submissions to go through last year. And this way, it was like the people that really wanted to do it did it this way, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if I look, oh, you guys can't really see this. Hold on, let me nope, I don't want to do that. I just want it like this. Okay. And then we're gonna pull up the 3 cam, then we're gonna add oh shoot. Okay, add display capture. Oops, sorry guys. You guys don't really probably don't want to see my home screen of me and my girlfriend. That's probably not on your agenda. But we'll kind of just do it like this. All right.
Everybody likes to see your wrist. What do you mean?
True. All right. So I have it pulled up, the website and everything. So here we have. Hold on. So here we have the. This is what it's pretty much at right now. This is where we're at. You know, it's like winner will receive, open challenge, top 100, everything like that. The past participants, right? So if we go in here and we search, I should be able to show up, because I did get a vouch. ToNaGeScorp. Search. Hey, there's me. I'm gonna vouch for myself real quick. Yeah, there's me with the American flag because I am from the United States. And we'll go back and then we'll go look. Okay. We'll look up Kichi. If I can spell.
Well, of course, Tone vouched for herself
And
on
then
stream.
Kichi. I can't vouch again, but here's Kichi's. Here. And then it even has like the newest. Right? So you can go back and you can see what the first entry was. These were the 2 first entries. Previous. And like you just kind of look and you can see like all these different names.
Yeah.
And hold up. Aaron. I think you're on here, right? Yeah, there's Aaron. Look at that man. He's in chat too. Ooh. Good luck, my guy. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. But
Wow, there's a guy named Retired.
retired? Really? That's funny.
Yeah, yeah, I saw it. His name is saw a guy named Retired.
See, this guy entered twice too. He entered OC Dowdy entered twice. So that could have bought him in the long run, you know. Yeah, but like, look at all these names from like a bunch of different countries, mostly U.S. That's just because, um, I don't know why that's like, I don't know what flag that is. People in here.
There are a lot of people.
Not even like.
One great user.
um, but yeah, there's like a whole bunch of different people, and it shows everybody. And it's got like all the prizes and everything. Phase 1 terms and conditions. Top 20. Phase 1 finale. And then all the past competitors. The twins. They won in 2014. But you see how, like, you know, like, how many of these they do, you know what I mean? Like, you have an opportunity. They haven't done them really much. I think the most recent before 2020 was, like, 2015, I think. Yeah, 2015 was the one. Waited, like, 5 years to do another one. But I don't think, like, I feel like this is giving them a lot, and I feel like they're still recruiting. So, like, look at this. Like, all this stuff you could win.
Yeah.
Hey, guys. You should do me a favor. Go into chat. And I want you to. I'm gonna post this link in the chat. Okay. Okay. If you guys want. If you guys want to.
If you guys want, oh
I'm gonna
god.
put it in my chat. I don't know if Deception wants me to put it in his chat, but I'm putting it in my chat. Deception. Permission.
Hold on. I'll just put it in my chat myself.
Okay, but yeah, so
So
if you guys want to. You guys are really feeling generous today. Go ahead and click that link and vouch for me, please. I promise this. I will be making a comeback next week, and I will be giving it my all.
I want to see it.
So if you guys want to see that, it'll be even better if I make it into the top 100. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, imagine you make it in the top 100, and it's like your return stream is just crazy.
It's just hype. Like, I'm back, bitches. I'm back, bitches. But anyway,
Yeah.
alrighty. So now we're gonna go into something else. CDL. Oop. We're gonna do this since I already have this screen kind of pulled up. Alrighty, we have the bracket up for this weekend.
See, if you go to CDL Twitter, the brackets, like, I think it's their pinned tweet.
Oh, I'm on the website right now.
Oh, the bracket.
The
Time to make predictions.
bracket. Why don't I not see this whole entire bracket? Oh, hello. We'll go like this. No, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that.
Bracket.
Hold on. Technical difficulties. Oh, shit. Technical difficulties. There we go. Okay.
I got my own bracket up so we can make predictions.
We got the predictions going. This is what y'all been waiting for, I guarantee. But anyway. Hold on. Then we can go.
Oh, why do you sound like a robot? Okay. Prediction time. I'm ready for the.
Alrighty, I'm back. Alrighty, we're gonna start. You guys are listening on another platform, just so you know. On YouTube, we have the entire VOD uploaded where we have the bracket pulled up, so. Just letting you know in advance. Okay, so winners round 1. We'll start from the top and go down to the bottom, just one by one, and we'll make our predictions. Maybe, you know, score predictions too. I don't do score predictions. I just kind of pick who's gonna win. Good. Alrighty, so first matchup of the weekend will be Faze versus Breach. What do you think? I think Faze, personally.
It's probably gonna be like a 3 or 3-1 to Face.
They've just been so dominant.
They've
It's
been
like,
looking really good. Uh, Outside of that, like the first like couple series they had, um, against Paris and against like the Thieves and stuff, they looked a little bit less dominant than before, but like the last three matches, they just kind of steamrolled everybody. So, I definitely think FaZe are one of the favorite teams as usual.
mhm. And then next up we have Texas Optic versus Seattle Surge. I'm gonna go with Optic on this one just because it's their home series, and I'm thinking they're gonna want to turn up. I know Seattle Surge has been playing really really well, but just because it's their home series, I want Optic to
They've
come.
been playing well, but the last like three matches of the last three matches of this first like little split, they kind of like slowed down a little bit, whereas Optic did the complete opposite and completely obliterated every team that they played against the last three games. So it's kind of interesting. Uh, but I think Optic will probably take this. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to game five, but I also wouldn't be surprised if Optic like come out in 3-0 'em.
Oh yeah,
I think almost any outcome could happen to this series, to be honest, but we'll see.
oh for sure. But I think it's gonna be Optic personally. And then we got
No,
next.
I think Optic probably will take it.
Yeah. Next up, we got London Royal Ravens versus Los Angeles Gorillas. Um, I don't know. What are you thinking?
I think Ravens are probably gonna take this like 3-1.
Ravens? All right,
They've been playing super well, and there's a reason why they're 4-1. Uh, I think they'll probably take them. I mean, wouldn't be surprised if LAG takes them to like game five, but London's slaying and like the respawn is just so good. I mean,
for
there's a
real.
reason why two of their players are in the top five right now for MVP voting. So
It's true. Alrighty, next up we got Los Angeles Thieves versus Toronto Ultra.
I think the Thieves take this one.
Yeah, I was gonna say
It,
Toronto.
it might be like a game five, but I think the Thieves got it. They have looked super good. Ever since they played that match against FaZe, they have just looked dominant. I don't know if them losing to FaZe again kind of woke them up, or they just saw something or improved somewhere. But they have been playing like super well. I mean, even at the major they played well, but my goodness, they like there's a reason why everybody's putting them up in S tier with FaZe right now. In their tier lists. I mean, I definitely think the Thieves are gonna make a run this major.
Okay, okay. I hear you on that. Alrighty, and then do you want to do the winners bracket and then do the elimination bracket, or do you want to just round ones first?
I'll probably just do them round by round because then it makes it easier to
Alrighty,
understand where like which teams are playing each other.
alrighty. So the elimination round one will be Breach versus Mutineers.
Breach are definitely taking that.
Yeah.
Breach have not looked quite as good as they did at the major, but I don't have any faith in the Mutineers to be honest.
Uh huh. And then we both said Optic for Seattle, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's gonna be Seattle
So
versus
be Seattle
Paris,
versus Paris.
and we
Nobody's
all
losing to
know,
Paris.
Seattle's
If
gonna move
somebody
on.
loses to Paris, I'll be highly disappointed.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, like Paris, not only are they already at a disadvantage because they're the worst team in the league, they also just got rid of Decimate and picked up Tom Gravity. This will be his first major, so the jitters will probably be there. Playing for
Hmm.
the worst team, I don't expect them to do anything.
No, they might see
This
some
might be
improvement, and
one of
then
the quickest series of the whole weekend.
yeah, probably. And next up we got the LA Gorillas versus Minnesota Rocker.
But this one might be close. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie. I mean, Rocker started off poorly, but they're not bad at all. They definitely have more experience than some of these other rosters as far as chemistry because they've been here together a little bit longer. But I that one's hard. but I do think that because LAG already played a match before this, I think they'll come out here and beat Rocker. I would not be surprised.
All right, I'll kind of come with you on that one. I'll go with that. And then, since you said LA Thieves, I think we'll do Toronto Ultra going against the Subliners. What do you think?
Ultra versus Subliners, I think Ultra take that. I just
Ultra.
don't think Subliners are good enough. I just like even with like I could easily see this being like a Ultra beat Subliners into the ground and then they bring Neptune back kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like I just don't think that I don't think that the team is gonna work with royalty. Uh so I think they'll have to come back to Neptune after getting first rounded
Probably.
in this major, but we'll see.
Um. Yeah. Alrighty, we'll move on to round two of the winners. We have Faze versus Optic.
Oh boy. This one's tough.
The winners round bracket is gonna be pretty tough. Especially round
While
two.
Optic okay, so FaZe have looked dominant, but the thing is the last 3 games, Optic, like, especially, like, if you take away Shotzi using F8 stabilizer against Toronto, I mean, it's kind of a statement if he takes it off and nobody on Optic's using it.
Mm-hmm.
2 people for Toronto pull it out in game 3, uh, and Optic still win the control, like, easily. So they're like the last 3 games, Optic I think have looked better than what FaZe has looked, but we'll see going into the major. But honestly, like I could see Optic taking this like 3-1 or 3-2. Mostly partly because of like I like the home advantage of this being their stadium and this being their major. I could see um the fans getting behind them. So I'll probably take Optic on this one to be honest.
Alrighty. And then next up we got what is it? London Royal Ravens versus LA Thieves.
Lone versus Thieves. Oh boy. That one, oh, that one's gonna be that is gonna be close because you're talking about these two teams are tied for second in the standings. Like they're both 4-1. They both have really good slaying. Um, But I think the Thieves' experience in S&D could pull them through, and I could see Thieves beating them 3-2. I don't know if they'll I don't it'll be close and respawn, but I think the way that you're gonna win this series is through S&D.
Oh yeah, agreed. All right, I'm gonna have you do the elimination round two because your girl has to use the bathroom.
All right, sounds good.
Like I've been trying to like hold it off, but like, bro, I'm gonna pee my pants if I don't go right now. So I'll be right back.
All right. All right, so we'll set up the elimination round 2 and do the actual predictions when Tone gets back. But I'll talk a little bit about like the elimination rounds and like what we're probably looking at here. Elimination of round 2 end up being uh Boston versus Toronto in game 1. Um and I think overall I think Toronto probably, has the better team there. Um I just like Toronto just had the experience and the chemistry over Boston. And combined with the fact that Boston really hasn't looked too good in the last couple games of their run, uh, didn't really look that great. Um, but then you you look down at winners at losers around 2 again. Um, you'll end up having uh LAG versus um LAG versus Ultra. I don't know. I I think that like I still think that like the teams that have the more experience will probably take it in these losers bracket runs, just because losers bracket runs are where you have to be better in terms of uh you have to be better in terms of like your clutch factor and like kind of playing under pressure. So I think it's reasonable to say that the teams with more experience will take it, but we'll see. Um, we'll see. It's definitely it's definitely something you have to look at when it comes to like the losers bracket, especially because we're playing on land. Um, LAN is definitely a different setting. Uh, but we'll see.
Agreed.
Okay, you want to actually do the predictions now?
Oh, you weren't doing any predictions?
I wanted to do the predictions with you, so I was just kind of setting up what we're looking at in losers round two.
Okay. So, who do we got? Got.
So the first series would be Boston versus Surge. Uh, I definitely think that Surge probably take this. I mean, they have similar experience level to Boston, but I just think they're better. I just don't think that Boston is at the level that Surge is right now.
Yeah, plus, I mean, even if those surgeons haven't really been playing at their best, I feel like
Well, the
this
thing is
major.
both teams have experienced a downturn in how they've been playing. Like
Yeah, but I feel
Surge
like this.
hasn't been playing the best, but they're playing better than Boston. And the thing is, Boston also in their last few games kind of trailed off a little bit. So I still think that Surge is going to be better than Boston.
Yeah. Okay. I'll take. Oh yeah, Seattle Surge. I'll take that too. I don't know. I just the thing is Boston. It's not really. Team hasn't really been there long enough. I don't feel like. I mean, they've been kind of like scrimming. They.
Well, it's a thing with Surge too. I mean, like they haven't really like played. I mean, both teams have similar amounts of experience, not only in the league but as players, because both teams have two rookies. Um, and on the other side, like the by far the biggest veteran on this team is Methods. Um, none of the Seattle players. I mean, the only player that has kind of close to that experience is Accuracy, but he didn't start playing until like AW, which is when TJ started playing. Methods has been playing since BO2. So, uh, you know, I think that like as far as like how good these teams are at Vanguard, I think Surge is gonna beat them.
All right.
I think Surge are just better. They're just like their rookies are better too. I mean, Capsule is really good, but I don't think Nero is putting up the numbers he needs to put up to beat Sib and Pred.
Oh, you want to know what I just saw on Twitter? Sorry to but I just was scrolling through Twitter as we were talking, and the last time that Optic and Faze faced off on LAN was CWL Anaheim 29. So if our our winners round two predictions are correct, this will be the first time in 3 years that they will have faced off together.
Yep, on land. And that tournament, I'm pretty sure Optic won that matchup. But I think at that tournament, that was when Scump had that 1v1 against Celium on frequency. That was wild.
I don't know. I just thought I'd just point that out real quick. Sorry, that was pretty important information. Hype it up
That
a
is
little bit.
important information, especially talking about land, considering this is really going to be the first time we've had a full land season since Black Ops 4.
Exactly.
Uh, I mean, granted, we're playing league matches online, but the majors are on land, and that's really what counts at the end of the day.
True. But as we are continuing through, we have the next, which will be the
We'd end up having it was we picked LAG over Rocker
yep, and then
and
it
Toronto
was
over
Toronto.
Subliners, so it'd be LAG versus Toronto. I definitely think Toronto wins that.
Yeah, they're just a much stronger team.
They have more chemistry with each other too, because they're like them and FaZe are the only two teams that fully stayed together over the last over that whole period of like the off season when literally everything popped off. Um, they're one of the only teams that stayed together, and I just think they have a good team. Regardless of their performance in the last like couple games where they kind of trailed off because they lost to Optic, and I think it just demoralized them because they lost again after that. But um, I think they'll be back to form on land, and I definitely think they'll beat LEG.
Agreed. Alrighty, so we'll do elimination round 3 because there's no winners round. Um, it just goes to the finals, I believe, right? Or am I dumb?
Yeah, I mean, elimination round 3 would be a good way to lead into the next one because you'd end up taking the losers of winners round 2.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. So then we
So we're
have.
saying FaZe loses. That means they would play Surge in our bracket.
I would say Phase One's up.
That would be that's gonna be a good one. If that happens, oh man.
I think it is going to be a good one, but I do think that in the end, Phase is going to come out on top just because I feel like they're a much better team. You know?
Here's the thing. I'm ultimately gonna say FaZe just because they're really good at respawn. But I think that Surge are so good at clutching up Search and Destroys. If it goes to game 5, I would not be surprised if Surge beat them. Surge are just so good at clutching up and Search and Destroy. I mean, I know FaZe is really good at Search too, and that's kind of like that was one of the things that was kind of like their pivotal point last year in
Mm-hmm.
Cold War at the end was like just how good they had gotten at Search. But like Surge just I don't know what it is. They just clutch up every time they play Search. It seems like they don't lose them. But I would ultimately pick FaZe. I would say it'd probably be like a 3-1. But we'll see. I mean, everybody thought that Surge was gonna lose to FaZe at the kickoff, and it was 3-0 Surge. So
True. So I mean, I like
that
how.
is gonna be if that happens, that is gonna be one of the best series of the
Oh
weekend
yeah,
for
especially
sure.
since and the thing is, it's going to be in loser bracket too. So
Yeah, it's put up or shut up on their end for this, so it's gonna be interesting. The next loser bracket round would be Ultra. It would be Ultra versus Ravens, I would say. So that's gonna be close too. Uh, I think that one would be close. I don't think it would be as good of a series. I think Ultra are better. I think Ultra do everything that Ravens do, but they have more experience, so they'll be a little bit more prepared going into the loser bracket. Plus, they'll have had playing time already.
and a
Um,
lot of it.
so I think Ultra take that.
Ultra Seattle moving.
I would say ultimately I would say Ultra versus FaZe. I think FaZe have more experience on Seattle, but we'll see. I would say for the sake of the bracket, probably Ultra versus FaZe.
So
Yeah, I think FaZe beat Ultra. I think they're just better. I don't think when it comes down to like the teams that have a lot of chemistry, like when we're looking at like FaZe, Ultra, Rocker, like those teams, I just think that FaZe beats them just because they're better.
and the thing is Phase is one of those teams. They have not really had any. Had one
Yeah, like
going.
FaZe hasn't like outside of them obviously I mean obviously because of 5v5 going to 4v4 they had to drop Priesta, but like
Other
other than
than
that they
that,
haven't changed rosters. They picked up our cities, but like for the most part, their roster was like pretty similar in Modern Warfare, and they did good in Modern Warfare. Uh, and it seems like with like picking up our cities, they only got better. Um, so and now they're kind of like everybody's looking at them like they might be the next dynasty team. So we'll see.
Uh, so, moving forward, um,
Winners finals, or well, yeah, winners finals. You're looking at Optic versus Thieves, another big match, another one. I think that one happened at Anaheim too.
I think, well, didn't LA take Anaheim? Like, didn't they win? Well, the
Yeah,
Thieves.
I think LA won Anaheim altogether.
So, hmm, that's a tricky one.
I'm pretty
The
sure.
thing is I'm going this based off of the fact that, it is an
That'll be a
optic.
fun one.
Well, the
I
thing
mean,
is,
Thieves versus Optic. Oh,
this is what I'm basing this off, right? It is the optic home series. You know what I mean? It's their home major. So I'm gonna guess there are gonna be a lot of optic fans in the crowd. Optic's one of those teams that really does feed off of.
yeah,
They feed off of that. So I think it's probably gonna be like a 3-2.
yeah. They feed off of the land environment with with like a crowd in the back.
So
I think
it's
I
gonna be a
think
3-2 either
if
way.
Optic can play Respawn like they played Respawn in the last like 3 games that they played, I think it could be a 3-1. But I think ultimately it probably would come down to game 5, and I think Optic could win that. They just need to like if Optic wants to win that, they need to limit like stuff like Octane sniping and stuff like that. Like if they can cut people like Octane off from sniping and stuff and doing stuff that like really gets the crowd into it, like because the crowd loves when people snipe, even if it's like a simple one. Uh, if they can like cut Octane off from sniping, or even have like Dashy sniping and him counter sniping Octane, they can probably win that.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, and the thing is like, granted, Thieves played really well during the qualification matches for this. They played really well. They're tied for second. They're 4-1. But Optic in the last like I said, minus the GA drama, in the last 3 games, they played like a team that ended 5-0. Like they just played lights out the last 3 games. I feel like Optic have really woken up and they're ready for this major.
And then the thing is I think it's one of those things. It's like it's the hype around it too. And the Optic's one of those teams that's really good about
Yeah,
the hype.
it's their own major.
Yeah, so I think Optic's gonna take that and move on to the finals.
Yep.
And we did Elam round 4, right?
Yeah.
So now it's gonna
So
be
at the end of
LA
this, it would
versus.
be Ultra versus Thieves again.
And I think after, I would say I'm gonna say Ultra just because they're coming off of like a good win against Faze. You know what I mean? They're coming off a hot win against Faze. Like they they're gonna feel like
Yeah,
hot and
they've already
heavy.
played quite a bit in losers bracket. They've
Yeah,
already
they're
beaten
warmed.
some of the best teams. Like, yeah, they're gonna really be feeling it probably going into that match.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the thing is though, is that match is gonna be on Sunday. Um, and it's like both teams will have already played a game. If you look at like the times for the games, both teams will have already played, and Ultra will be the team who had played the most recent game.
So I'm gonna say Ultra just because
So
they're gonna be coming hot off of their win against Faze and
yeah,
moving
they're
forward.
literally gonna play against FaZe and then play against Thieves.
Yeah. So
So
I'm gonna say Ultra wins that and goes on to the finals against Optic.
yeah, I think Ultra probably takes that. And And then the saga continues. We'll have an Ultra versus Optic grand final,
Mhm. And
but I think Optic wins that.
yeah, I think I want
I don't
Optic.
I
I
don't think there's a whole lot of question there.
no. But the thing is like Optic,
I mean,
it's
Optic has like Ultra has the playing time. They've already played 2 games on Sunday,
yeah.
but I think like the Ultra have finally been dethroned on Optic's end. Like they have finally beaten Ultra, something they hadn't done since this time last year.
Mhm.
They've finally beaten this team. And I think now they're like, yeah, let's just finish them off in the grand finals.
Yeah. I don't think they're Optic's definitely coming to like, you know, take this. They want to take this. It's their home series, you know what I mean? They're looking good. I'd say they take it, you know what I mean? Especially the hype of them being in the
And the
finals.
crowd could get behind them too, because it's like, look
Oh
at
yeah.
like the GA drama that happened against Ultra before. Like,
Yeah.
imagine like the crowd used that against Ultra. Imagine like Shotzi's not using F8 anymore, and he drops the same numbers in map 1, and they win. And it's like all the crowd's gonna be like, yeah, Ultra is definitely not good. The GA drama definitely did not affect that series. And then like if that's how the no pun intended, if that's how the tone is set, then it's gonna be a good series.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, so I think Optic's gonna take this major mainly because it's their home major. They're gonna have the crowd on their side.
I hope
You know,
so.
I mean, I think that's what's gonna happen. In the end all be all, we might be wrong in a couple spots, but I think that that's probably gonna be. It's either gonna be the finals is either gonna be Faze and Optic or Optic and Toronto. Like kind of like
I'm
I feel like
telling
that's the
you, I'm
only
telling
like
you,
deviation.
granted we are kind of Optic fans, like
We are. We definitely lean in the
there
way
is
of
there
Optic.
is a small bit of bias involved, but
Small?
honestly, like
Uh.
that bracket that we made with the matchups, honestly, probably is the most entertaining outcome
Oh yeah.
for the major.
Gives it a little bit of spice.
Well, see, like even if it's the case of oh we're biased, we picked Optic. It's like look at the viewership and entertainment value of a lot of those matches. Like that's like almost best case scenario for the CDL. Like probably the only thing that would be better is if it was like Optic versus FaZe in grand finals, which that could happen, but we'll see. I'm definitely excited for the major, for sure.
Alrighty. I think that concludes our little thingy. So, does anyone have any questions for us? We're gonna do a little question section in about 30 seconds.
Questions.
Question time. We should make like a little like thing. Climb together questions for tonnage and deception.
I don't think we should do
No, are you sure? Because I like it.
that.
I like it. We'll switch back from this one to that one, quick, just because we're kind of done with the pull up. We really did go into a lot today, though. I like how much we talked about podcast.
Well, see, I like how, like we kind of rounded the podcast out with the CDL major predictions. It just kind of looks into the future a little bit
Yeah,
of what we're looking at
it's like
this
the
weekend.
past, the present, and then the future. The past with the Artisan Builds, the present with the Phase 1 top 100 coming out tomorrow. Don't worry, King Chris. It's going to. Okay, so here's the breakdown. I've been kind of like a little slacky dacky on uploading these, but after I eat lunch, I'm going to come back up here and I'm going to bang out all three of them. So by 9 p.m. tonight, all three of this episode, the last one and the one before that, should be uploaded to YouTube and everything like that, and it'll be all tweeted out. So by 9 p.m. tonight, EST, all these episodes will be available on the Ultra platform, so you can rewatch them again if you miss part of the live or you just
Y'all,
feeling spicy, you want to listen again.
I'm feeling spicy after the major predictions.
I'm feeling a little spicy dicey. But I'm ready. I'm ready to see what the plan is this weekend. I'm not gonna be able to watch a lot of it because once again I'm working all weekend. But I've got Deception here to keep me in tune, and maybe
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
might.
carry the podcast again.
I think Thursday after I get done with work and like after Chris goes to bed, I might I might rewatch. It's not as great
Yeah.
rewatching it because it's not live time, but it's better than not watching it at all. So
All you
yeah,
need to do if you want to rewatch it is don't have me update you on how the series went,
yeah,
because then you actually want to watch the series. Because if I update you on how the series went, you'll watch like some of game one, and you'll be like, "Eh, I know how it ends."
yeah. Um, Definitely Saturday though. Saturday, Friday night, and Saturday night. I'm gonna need you to update me. Sunday after I get back from work, I'll watch. Thursday after work, I'll watch. But definitely Friday and Saturday, I'm gonna need some updates. I'm not gonna
I
be.
mean, we can watch them together if we want. I mean, it's the best way to take it in is if you have somebody else to watch it with.
That is true. Alrighty, guys, we are gonna call it here on this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you guys. If you have any questions for these question sections, jingle is pending. Um, we
Jindal.
Jindal. Jingle is pending. If you guys have any questions for us in our question sections, please leave them down below. Um, or throughout, or DM them to us on Twitter, Discord, whatever. We'll get to them. We want to do more with these question sections. It doesn't have to be about COD. It can be about content creation. It could be whatever. It could be our thoughts on pineapple juice. For all I care. We'll answer them to the best of our ability, as long as they're not too personal, or we'll answer within reason, you know what I mean? Like, because we want to, make this podcast a podcast of knowledge and
Yeah, like,
gaming and
don't
stuff like
ask
that.
us stuff like what's our social security number.
Yeah, because I'm not giving that to you. I'm sorry. Or what town we live in and what state or address, stuff like that. Don't ask those questions because they will not be answered. But like, if you want to know, like,
Pretty
some
sure
like,
anybody who knows us knows what state we live in, but I don't think they
yeah,
know the towns.
I don't think they know towns. My town changed, so if you knew my town before, you don't know it anymore. Um, that actually rhymed. Uh, but like, you can ask us, if we were to have like one question that I think we should answer this right. If we were to have any guest on the podcast, who would it be? Like, no boundaries. It could be anyone in gaming. Who would we have?
No boundaries?
Yeah, like they would ask if there would be like, oh, they're too big or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like, oh, they
It's
don't even
just
know who they
we
are.
ask them and they say yes every time.
Yeah, like if one
Uh,
person that we could get on the podcast, who would you want it to be?
I already know who's mine, but who's yours?
No, I want to hear yours first because I have one in mind, and I think yours is probably gonna be the same.
Hex.
Yeah, yeah, literally.
It's like, I mean,
Uh,
Hex is part of the reason why we did a podcast is because
yeah.
we always watch like the Optic podcast and stuff, so it just
Mhm.
makes sense. And like Hex is just like he's like
He's the
one of the most
he's the
prominent
dad of esports, I
esports
think.
figures.
He's
Yeah,
like
like
the dad of
he's not even the
esports.
most prominent. He's the most prominent guy in COD, but he's like one of the most prominent people in all of esports. And like he just has so much insight and
Hmm.
so much that he could offer that we could do like a 6 hour podcast to
Oh
that
yeah.
guy.
Oh yeah. I'd love to just like I'd love to have a podcast with him, right? And then like end the podcast and just sit there and just chat with him for like the rest of
Yeah,
the,
and you could do
you
that
know?
too. I
I feel
mean,
like Deception, I feel like we should go to Texas and we should hit up Hex, be like, hey, let's do a podcast. And we'll be on his podcast, he'll be on ours, and it'll be like he's got like 3 podcasts, right? The Optic podcast, the Eavesdrop podcast, and then we've got the
oh
Climb Together
man,
podcast, so like an hour and a half each.
he could do an eavesdrop podcast with both of us, and it'd be like the
Yeah.
Climb Together eavesdrop podcast.
Yeah, bro, it'd be
Yeah,
lit.
like he did with the Flycast.
Yeah. But that's what I'm thinking. But we're gonna call it here, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you, even if you made it this far, or even if you skipped to this part because you wanted to hear the CDL predictions. But yeah, we want to see you guys. Thumbs up. Hey, what's up? Oh shit, I dropped my phone. Sorry. Alrighty, we'll see you guys next Wednesday at 12 p.m. EST per usual. Make sure you hit that. It's not an Android, it's an iPhone. I have an iPhone. I have an iPhone now.
Thank goodness.
I have an iPhone now. Riss switched me over. She's like, I can't do this anymore. You're getting an iPhone. I said, okay. Alright. We'll see you guys next time. Make sure you guys follow or like the podcast. Follow us on, Twitch. Tune in live every Wednesday, 12 p.m. EST. right here on twitch.tv/ToNage_Scorp and twitch.tv/Deception the Rapper. And you can also find us later on at like 3 p.m. EST usually on every other platform that you can find your podcast. YouTube, Google Podcasts, etc., etc., etc. We will see you guys next time. Peace.